Hey you guys, Cindy here. How is everyone today? I am here live. Hold on. Sorry. I'm looking at notifications on my phone because I still haven't figured out how to do a Facebook Live on my computer. So if anyone knows, if you're a technical genius, please post below how I do it. No, but let's get to what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to just kind of wait. I know some of you are really wanting to be here live, so I hope you're able to make it. If you're here, just send me a thumbs up or a heart, or if you have any questions for me around this topic. And this is one of my favorites. It's around irresistibility. And, you know, there are many traits that men find irresistible, but I wanted to talk about just a few. I call them the top three. The fearsome threesome around this topic, and why it is, you know, when you're aware of this, every woman possesses these traits. So it has nothing to do with outer appearance. Hear me there. It has nothing to do with outer appearance. There's no age, nothing. It's not age, it's not looks, it doesn't even have anything to do with that. And, you know, I've had women look at me before like, really? Are you serious? I promise you. And so couple things that I will get started. So one of the top qualities that men find really attractive in a woman is her ability to be present and in the moment with him. So men actually have an uncanny ability when they're with someone, when they're really with someone, to be present. So if you're with a man, and this may or may not go without saying, put away your cell phone. Make sure you're not checking your phone, you're not texting, you're not, you know, you're fully present with them. And men really adore that quality about a woman. Because if you're present and you're in the moment with him, chances are you're listening to him. And, you know, that leads me to my next quality. And so for those of you that are just joining, Cindy here, Create Your Own Luck and Love, you're probably aware of that because you're in this group. But one of the top traits that men find irresistible in a woman is being present with them. And the second one is really about openness. And let me tell you a little bit more about that. I call this being in your essence. It's your feminine essence. And I touched a little bit on this the other day, but when you're open and in your feminine essence and being yourself, you have this energy where you're inviting and receiving in. So you're smiling. You're listening to learn about him. Because let's face it, let's just say you're dating, you're getting to know a man, or even you're just in the grocery store and you're helping a nice gentleman with something, you know, that maybe he's an 80-year-old guy and he needs help with something, right? But you're still in your essence and you're present with them. So you ask them questions, things that you're curious about. And I think one of the things that as women we can get carried away with is talking a lot. we can talk a lot about ourselves. We can get, really animated and excited because that's what we do when we're together. So if you listen to learn about them and you seek to understand, so the other thing is everyone, and men especially, want to feel like they're understood. And so if you are in your essence and you lean into the conversation with them when he's getting to know you and you get really curious. Wow, that's really interesting that you're divorced 4 times. But tell me a little bit more about that. And then, instead of going, oh my God, you've been married 4 times. And instead of saying something like that, if you lean into the conversation and go, gosh, I'm curious about what, tell me about that. I mean, you don't have problems with commitment, clearly, right? And when you have that ability to lean in, they get to connect with you on a deeper level. So, like anyone else, men seek to be understood, but they find this quality irresistible in a woman, and a woman that's happy and confident in herself. And, I just got to add something else to that. And when she sets a boundary, like let's just say you go out on a first date with someone and he's like, well, I only date one person at a time, and you're definitely not there. And you just say, oh gosh, I completely understand and I can appreciate that. And I would enjoy the opportunity to continue to get to know you. And I like to get to know other people in the process. So, that said, you're setting a boundary and you're positive about it. And they usually, that's just something that came off the top of my head, but they really appreciate that. So, and if you guys have any questions, please feel free to post. I'm just going to be on for a couple of more quick minutes. And the other thing that men find irresistible is compassion and understanding. So if you are understanding, that's kind of like what I was saying before, and you seek to understand, men feel accepted. And believe it or not, ladies, there's a lot of men don't feel that way from the women in their lives, or they've struggled with that. And if they feel like you accept them for the person they are and you appreciate that about them, no matter if you're good friends or just becoming a new friend, they feel a deeper connection to you. And one of my specialties is around communication, and that piece right there, they love it. They find really irresistible. So I hope this was helpful. You guys, please feel free to just post below if you have any questions, if you have, question. I like it. It's a good question. Okay, so I'm going to answer a question that was just posted. This woman still has a former fiance's engagement ring. Sorry, I'm doing this. Somebody's in my house talking. And it distracts me. So anyway, that was just a sidebar. So I hope you guys didn't mind. So a little bit. So she has a former fiance's engagement ring still. Should she return it to him? That's a really good question. Should she sell it? What should she do? I mean, usually if he wanted the ring back, he would have asked, right? So he gave that to you, and I'm guessing you probably don't want or need that energy. So do what you feel is best. And I would just, ask yourself that question. Would it be best for me to sell it? Or would it be best for me to make it into another piece that I find amazing for myself? And, I would just even pray about it, get inside yourself, and you'll definitely find the answer. I don't know if there's a cookie cutter response around that, and you may already know the answer. So I hope that helps. And everyone, I hope this talk was helpful too. If this resonates or you have any other questions around this, I'm going to put a link to my calendar below, and feel free to set up a time to talk to me. I do have limited space in my calendar. So I'm reading at the same time. I do have limited space in my calendar, so definitely grab a spot as soon as possible. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. I love reading your posts, and I'm happy to answer. You can tag me if there's something you want to ask and you really would like a response to it sooner rather than later. All right, talk soon, and I will see you guys tomorrow live. Mwah. Bye, everyone.